What's up, family? Of course, you see the title is Relationship and Communication, Numerologically speaking with King Simon. See if I'm going to go on to Instagram and see what's up here. I might go to Instagram since I'm on YouTube right now. And if you're chiming in for the first time, hanging out with me, I'm going to go to Instagram right now. Plug this out. I'm only going to stay on here for a few moments, probably until like 2 o'clock. Go to Instagram right now. What is very interesting? Hey, what's up? Santa Rita. What's up? How you doing, sis? I am going to my Instagram right now just to get some people on Instagram. Why not? I haven't done Instagram in a while. Yeah, I'm going to do Instagram right now. I think I'm going to go live on Instagram. If I can do that. It's not letting me go live, so let me see what happens here. Hey, what's up, family? How you doing? What's up, family? Wherever you may be on the planet Earth, 196,940,000 square miles. If you see what I have written, dealing with relationship. Now, I'm doing this only because, and I might go Facebook Live. I'm doing this because, hey, what's up, y'all? Salute, 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 salute. And yes, you might be getting that message, Trinity. You might be getting that message that you need to help you out. But trying to go live. I had to do a full moon release at Tassili's. Yes, big up to Tassili. Due to this man, and it's his communication and not asking me anything about me. Okay. That's really what we're about to get into. We're about to delve into that. So I'm trying to go live on my Instagram also. But Birmingham, big up to Birmingham, Alabama. What's up? How y'all doing? You know what? I'll stay on YouTube only and probably upload it, send it to Facebook. And I'm going to give y'all a chance to call in, because we can work it with the numbers like I do in my consultations. I tell people, regardless of the challenges in relationships, some are more challenging than others. Some work well in challenges. My book, like I tell people, is numbers are simple. People are complicated. Now, the call-in number, if you want to call in and let's talk about it, you're more than welcome to do so. My call-in number is 347-745-6828. That's 347-745-6828. 6828. I'm going to set up my sound also so people can actually call in, and you'll be going live on the air talking about relationship. If you want to talk about your relationship or somebody else's relationship, that's totally up to you. But you're more than welcome to call in right now and let's talk about it. So, my book, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. I discussed this in my book about relationship also, give you the complications and also some of the solutions. But mine is a basic book. Also a good book to have in regards to understanding the numbers, Numerology for Beginners. Very good book in regards to relationship. They have a whole relationships section on here also. And also, Lloyd Strayhorn's book. Lloyd has a very good book on relationship also. Lloyd's Numbers and You, Relationship Guide. Very good book to understanding numerology and how to connect the numbers. That's the call-in numbers that I'm putting up there, 347-745-6828. If you're on WhatsApp and you're calling from across the seas, you could also call me on WhatsApp also. If you want to save some money, call me at 347-745 6828. If you want a full numerology consultation and session with me, please text me at 347-496-1022. That is the business line. That's 347-496-1022. But I'm going to open up the phone lines. But I was watching the interview that Jada Pinkett Smith, her mother, and her daughter interviewed Will Smith. And knowing their numbers, understanding that Will is a Libra born on the 25th of September and Jada is a Virgo born on the 18th of September, I knew communication is key. Even before I watched that interview, I've already studied their charts as far as numerology is concerned. And when they brought that up on the thing on the interview, I was like, wow. If you're going to check out the Red Table Talk with Will and Jada, part 1, because part 2 is coming up, communication, as they stated, were key, because when you have two signs that are close to each other, now I'll bring out, especially in dealing with zodiac and all that, when you have two signs that are close to each other on the zodiac, like let's say over here we have Libra, and then you have Virgo. When you have two signs that are close to each other, they usually can be a love-hate relationship, because you have to understand the air has to understand the earth, and the earth has to understand the air. But also, because one was born on the 25th and one is born on the 18th, where you have fire and water. So 1 + 8 is a 9, and 9 is a fire number. And 2 + 5 is 7, and 7 is a water number. Again, you have the problems that can have amongst the elements. But in actuality, if everybody understood and put everything in the proper perspective, those things could work, and it is always about communication and being willing. If one party in a relationship is not willing to communicate properly with the other, or they're not open to that, then there lies the problem. You understand? So if there's a problem going on where something from their past might have affected a person, and most people are suffering from a lot of traumas. I myself went through a lot of traumatic things of not having my mother and my father in my life, and the importance of sometimes having the duality in your life. And I've said this numerous times before on a broadcast or on an interview, that I actually, because I only heard one side of the story, I was going to take out my father's life. Had a weapon ready to go and do it. But the ancestors and the spirit just guided me to walk myself till I was tired and went the other direction. So if you really want to, so in dealing with numerology, it helped me to understand what happened with my mother and what happened to my father, especially one being a Taurus, which is mother, and one being a Libra, which is my father. Very acute combination. And so it is very, very clear that with an earth and a air sign, it can be a little traumatic if they don't understand how to work with each other as far as communications and all that is concerned. Because we know Taurus is known as the stubborn. They can be very stubborn. They rule the neck area and around that throat area. So they can be very stubborn and very, very crazy with their tongue sometimes. Very crazy. But because my mother is also a number 3 number, I understand she has to be verbal, and usually they'll say what they mean and mean what they say in certain instances. But although sometimes they might want love, and then when the love comes, because of past traumas, were not able to accept it. Now, with my father, is a different thing. He born the same day as Will Smith also, which is interesting. Will Smith is born on September 25th. My father is born September 25th. And Childish Gambino is born September 25th. So very interesting thing indeed that I've noticed. So even in those cycles, but dealing with my father being a Libra 25, the person that would be secretive, be a little quiet, be more to himself. And if you push him away, they will run, especially if you're not communicating clearly with them. So and as far as dealing with numbers, each number has an element connected to it, has a zodiac connected to it, even has a planet connected to it. And if you understand the connection between the two, then you can learn how to work that magic. You don't always have to say, oh, this sign don't work with that, or this sign. No, there's more challenges with other signs than the other. There's some that are more harmonious. There's some that are neutral. There's some that are more challenging. It's just for you to understand how to work that magic and how to use that those sciences to help guide you. So those who may be going down a relationship thing, you can actually call me right now if you want to at 347 4745 6828. That's 347 745 6828 if you want to talk about relationships or talk about your relationship with whomever you're with and how you could probably help, how I could probably help you briefly. I'm only going to do it like a minute because I'm going to be here until like 2 o'clock because I got things to do. Yeah, I know I do a short time, but look, I got things to do for real, for real. So I ain't playing around. So again, my number is 347. The calling number is 347 745 6828. But I found it very good what Jada and how Jada and Will was able to work this out for 21 years now, working together as that zodiac that they're under that zodiac, and also realizing that they needed to communicate. And in most relationship, if not all relationship, communication, well, all relationship communication is key. Being very transparent. You're talking to somebody who was kind of crazy in my relationships back in the day because I was in the club life, chasing the club, chasing the women, doing my thing, a womanizer. It's going to be in my book, autobiography called When the Late Bell Rang. When the Late Bell Rang. And that it's going to cover a lot of things from the most positive to the most negative of being a club promoter or living in the life of the club and doing what I love to do. And sometimes being selfish, some may say, and sometimes being self-absorbed. And some people get self-absorbed in what they want to do and what they want to accomplish and forget everything around them, even family. You know, how many great leaders have you heard of that negated or neglected their family because they was in the struggle or doing what they had to do? Where in my case, I started off at 14 in the knowledge of the 5%. Then I went to the Ansars. Then I went to the Nation of Islam, stuck in those organizations until, because I went in at young, I was still yearning to fulfill my entertainment dreams of being a reggae artist, radio personality. I've been on every major stage in New York City except the Barclays Center, and you know, and thus forth and thus forth and moving on. I've had 9 children, 3 marriages, 6 children's mothers, and we're still all friends together, and we're still raising these children. But they're grown. Most of my children are grown. The only youngest one I have is like the 12-year-old and the 13-year-old, and those I basically keep in contact with heavily and deal with them on a heavy manner. But the older ones, you don't get that chance like you used to back in the day. But at least most of them can still come to me, or the older ones can still come to me for advice. Right now, I have one of my daughters that's married, angry at me, and it's all right. We all go through, especially when you're going into those stages. But when you're a child, you think and back as a child. But when you become older and become an adult, you think and do as adults do. So I let all my children be who they want to be, you know. And I see you said that your man Santarita, you said your man didn't have his mom. Yes, that is very difficult when a person doesn't have their mother, so they really don't know how to treat a woman, or they wasn't taught how to deal with women. You know. Yes, same here. I was very young but wise. Wow, you probably know how he is exactly. He has 7 children, 4 baby mamas. I don't call them baby mamas; they are my children's mothers. You know what I'm saying? But I've learned my lesson, and I try to guide my children into understanding why it's always good to keep that one good woman that you're with, especially my boys. My boys, I got 6 of them and 3 girls. So, and I've always had this estranged relationship with my girls because me and the mothers was never married or never together. And I was just, I was just really focusing on my boys because I know boys can be replicas of me. And I was something else. Although I wasn't into drugs, I wasn't into that kind of stuff. I've smoked my weed, and I used to smoke weed back in my day from young. I started smoking weed from like 13 because it was always in my family. I had cousins that used to bring it in, and I used to steal it from them and then go give it away to other people, which is crazy. But that's going to be in the book too. The autobiography is called When the Late Bell Ring, a scandalous but constructive life of a promoter. Because I was always on the fence. And when you're on the fence, that is a problem, because sometimes when you're on the fence, you're doing this balancing act between consciousness and unconsciousness, or it being in the world and not of the world. But it is a hard fence. That's why I had to leave the club life alone. Someone's calling. Yes. Greetings, King Simon on YouTube. How you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm fine, brother. What's happening, bro? How you doing? You all right? What's going on with you?
I'm all right. I was hearing your story about your mother and your father. They signs
yes, sir.
The air and the earth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My last relationship was with a Taurus. I'm an Aquarius.
Me too. I'm Aquarius. And, right. Right.
Yeah, and it was tumultuous.
Yes.
And the main thing was communication.
It is.
So I mean, we split up, but we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a child and our baby died.
Wow.
And it kind of made it harder for us to communicate.
Yes, sir.
And
yes,
I just wanted to I love her, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
I believe she's my soulmate, she's my twin flame.
Right.
She's like my polar opposite. She's my earth, she keeps me grounded.
Right. When is your birthday, brother? When is your birthday?
February 12th.
Okay, February 12th. And when is her birthday?
Her is May the 22nd.
May the 20th. See, now this is an interesting combination. Why I say that, because in numerology, the May Tauruses are a challenge to the February Aquariuses, which is interesting. And yes, because she's born on the you said May 22nd, right?
Yes.
The 22nd can have the 22nd, 2 + 2 is 4, and it's a master number.
Right.
But when it reverts to that number 4 can be very weird and unusual when it comes to communications. Very weird.
Mm-hmm.
If you've noticed, you know what I'm saying? They can be very weird in communications. And you, who is the talker and the communicator, they might lock up and just keep it to themselves and build it all in their own self. But remember, Taurus is a loving energy, and yes, communication. You would have had like that's what I liked about Will and Jada. If you watch the Red Table Talk, they said they went to relationship counseling. They needed that. Right. And that's what something like your kind of relationship would need. Relationship counseling, so you can maintain open relationship, open communication on multiple levels. Because yes, she is your groundation. She is the earth sign. And yes, you are the inspiration. You are the air sign. And if y'all understood how that worked with each other, then it would be a much better relationship on how it can work on multiple levels, so you can get the very best out of each other instead of always the very worst. But usually it comes from what happened in their past, the trauma that has happened in the past, whether you didn't have father or mother, or whether she didn't have a father or mother, or what has happened in those scenarios. And we always have, that's why my book is called Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. The complications come from what has happened even inside your family dynamics and what, it's not like it couldn't work. Although people would say Taurus and Aquarius, oh my God, terrible. It's not that it couldn't work, but it's the way it worked. Because what's so interesting, Aquarius connects to the master number 22, which is a Aquarian number, and your 12 connects to the 6, which 1 + 2 is 3, and 3 connects to the Taurus, the bull, which is ruled by the 6. So it could have worked if you understood where to use it and how to use it, and be patient with it. That's all it's about, patience.
Right. And now we're out of our relationship, we're friends,
best friends. Yes,
and we're communicating because our daughter died in July.
Wow.
She was 5 days old.
Wow.
Then her mom died 2 weeks ago Saturday.
Wow.
And
sorry to hear that.
We connected back through the tragedy.
Yes, sir.
But it was not on a relationship level. I wanted the relationship back, but she just wanted to be friends. So right now, I'm just allowing our communication and our friendship to blossom because we went straight into the relationship. And like you said, she's a very loving woman, possessive type love, you know? And, you know, I never had a woman like her. She, like I say, she's like my twin opposite. She's my polar opposite. And, you know, I'm so much in love with her. You know what I'm saying? I just gravitated to the friendship, you know, and hopefully things will work out.
Well, give us some time. Right now, she's entered a number 11 year, going into a number 3 year, which will be number 3 year next year. Going into next year, it will be much more stronger for you and her. Just keep the communication and show that you show, because you're born on the 12th, but she's entering a 3 year next year. So in 2019, so that would be much more stronger. Just show support, be respectful of what she's going through. Losing your mom is not an easy loss, because you came from your mom. So, and then she lost a daughter. So, you know, so just keep the communication open. You don't have to vie for relationship and all that, and let it flow. Let it flow and let it become natural. And it'll happen.
And I lost my mom in 2016.
Wow.
You know,
well, you know, look, you need to, both of y'all need to just have respect the altars, stop acknowledging your ancestors, and they're still around you. Just use those ancestral connections and do like Bobby Hemmett used to teach, or that's what Panic teaches. Those dealing with the ancestors. I'm really into them
two guys.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'm about to take Panic's class, so you know I'm going to take it after my birthday. Yeah. So it is what it is. Well, my brother, thank you for calling in, my brother. Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir, my brother. Peace, brother. Thank you.
All right, peace.
This is King Simon right here on YouTube Live, talking about relationship, Pam. You can call in, of course. You can call in. Santa Tarita, you can call in. Trinity, you can call in at 347-745-6828, especially dealing with relationship, because numerology helps with relationship. As a matter of fact, Lloyd has a good book on it also, Lloyd Strayhorn. This also has a good segment on it in regards to relationship also. So it's always good. You know, let me go back to my phone lines. Yes, good day. This is King Simon. Turn down your computer and just listen to me on the phone. What's up, y'all? How you doing?
I'm good. Hey, it's Trinity.
Hey, Trinity, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, boo?
I'm good, beautiful. What's happening?
Okay. I thought I'd call in before you get off. Okay, so this is just the beginning of a relationship. So it's not even a relationship yet.
Yes.
But I'm in the beginning stages, so I want to know if I need to go further or if I am dealing with fuckboy tendencies. So I'm just going to be real. I'm going to keep it real.
Yes.
The man, he looks like a gentleman, but remember, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, so, you know, it might be a lot of fish in the sea, so he probably don't have a lot of time to even deal with me. First off, he's honest with me, so that's different from my last relationship. He's honest. He's a working man. He works like all day. He just doesn't talk on the phone a lot. And he let me know that up front. I said, that's cool. I can deal with that because I see you at work, and when I come see you at work, which you want me to come see you, he's there with me and he wants to talk. But I also realize that I'm always the one asking questions.
Right.
It's never like he's asking me the questions. It's like I'm always asking him the questions. And I had to tell him about that. I told him about that. And he was like, okay. So then out of nowhere, he was like, okay, well, I'll ask you a question. What do you think about marriage? And, what are your affirmations and stuff like that? I was like, okay, well, at least he asked something. But he waited till I said something to do it. And I'm like, I hope he's not going to be one of those people, because he's 48 years old. 48 years old.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I love my older man. That obviously doesn't make a big difference dealing with him.
Right.
Because I can see he has like a childlike thing about him, which I love. He's a Sagittarius.
Right.
I'm April 12th. And he's like on December 11th. So
okay, so you're April 12th, and he's December 11th. Now, let me tell you something. Right now, he's headed into a very critical cleansing cycle right now before his birthday. Just like he's heading into a critical cleansing cycle right before his birthday. So what I would recommend him to do right now, before I talk about you, what I need him to do, he's going into a 7-year cycle, which deals with, sometimes they talk their way out of things. They're not sure about things and they keep a lot of stuff in. He's in that cycle. He's also at the crossroads of his life of making certain decisions. If you've noticed, there's certain decisions he has to make, and it's not anything against you at all, because you right now, you're in a cycle. You're April the 12th, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now you're in a 7, 8, 9. You're in a 9 cycle. So a 9-year cycle deals with cleansing, getting rid of people, places, and things you no longer need to be around, but also being open for the new beginning coming in next year. So when you have a person like this going through the cycle that he's going through, just understand that he's trying to clear his mind, especially dealing with finance and other things. He's trying to clear his mind, and he wants to know if everything is sure. And he won't be able to probably be able to make a real strong decision until after his birthday, because after his birthday is one of his strongest cycles he's going into. He's getting a reputation cycle. So I would be patient with him. I would be patient with him.
I'm trying to be patient, but I don't want to be dumb, because let me just tell you a couple stories. I don't want everybody to hear these stories, because this is funny, but it's kind of like, wait a minute, I don't want to be dumb. He likes to be open, so when he was telling me about, like, I'm going to go out tonight, I'm going to go meet up with my baby mama and them, maybe later I'll let you meet them. I was like, well, that's nice. You still cool with your baby mama?
Right.
That's a plus. That's why I'm an open girl. Actually, I'm cool with everybody, so I know my relationships, it's just that I don't know this guy, so I'm trying to understand him and see where he's at and make sure that he's not like pulling a little game. I'm trying to have me come along with that game. So I'm just telling him, like, okay, let me see what he says about this, and let me see how he acts and go out at night, and let's see how the next day happens. But when he left and he called me again to let me know about it again, I felt some kind of ways. I was just like, well, dude, I just told you I like going out. I'm some little pretty girl in Atlanta sitting at home, and you a man telling me you're going out with your baby mama. That's all cute and all, but dude, what's going on? What's the blood clot? So I said, all right, let me just let you do you, boo. Let you go out with your baby mama, tell her hi. So I hung up.
Exactly.
So he called me back. He called me back, and he said, look, I like you. I'm not coming all the way down after to Atlanta, though, so you can come to me. You can come to my house. We don't have to do anything, but I want you to come out with me. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. So that happened then. And then I realized, like, when we would hang out sometimes, it'd be a couple days. I don't hear from him. And that kind of messed with me, because I feel like I'm really liking this man, and I'm putting all into it. I only want one. I only want one at a time. I don't want all them tallywhackers down there at the same time. So I'm just being real.
No, Trinity.
I'm letting him feel that. So I blocked him because I was mad in my feelings. And then my daughter, which is funny because her school's right by where he works. She goes into his store talking about, hey, you like my mama? Up here trying to play matchmaker. So he calls me and he's talking to me and telling me how he really do like me and just giving him a chance. And he knows that I may have been through some things in the past. And so I'm just like, oh God, this man is, he really on something. Like, he really trying to hold back even when I block him. So I said, okay, fine. Okay, I'll try it again.
Right.
Okay, here we go, Simon. So this is what happened. Me again on a Saturday, and he's like, hey, I'm about to go out with my daughters tonight. I know they want. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't have fun. I left it alone. And then later on, I was just like, this feels weird, I was like, I had fun with you, but go ahead and forget about me.
Let me explain something to you real quick, Trinity. People born on the 11th, if they're not being deceived, they can be deceivers. I want you to be very clear about this. So, and I'm a real person. So if there's certain things that he likes his freedom and likes to keep his little quiet and like to keep his little secrets, just because if he's not being deceived, he can be a deceiver, and especially dealing with relationship, because 11, which is a 2, 1 + 1 is 2, is also a relationship number. So he has gone through some very interesting things in his relationship in the past, and he's had some very interesting relationship with people in the past. That's why thus he can go and hang out with his baby mama. But like I said, if he's not being deceived by you or somebody else, then he is deceiving others if he's not at his highest and wisest that he's supposed to be. Because 11 is a master number, and 11 are the visionaries. And he's supposed to have vision of what he wants to do in a relationship, and it's supposed to be of a spiritual dynamic. But if it's not that way, and he's still caught up, because remember, Sagittarius are very entertaining, and they love to entertain people and enjoy. And you connected to the number 3, and Sagittarius connected to the number 3. I see the connection. I see the fire and the double fire connection. That's a beautiful thing. But it can also, because you have a certain you're very intuitive. Whatever your gut feeling is telling you, it's telling you the truth. Stop playing with it.
I'm very in tune right now. Like, I know what things are happening, and I was like, okay, I'm like, we're not even together. Just do what you got to do. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go. is tripping because a name popped up, right?
Right.
When I was looking at my cat, because we just got a cat, and for some reason this name, not gonna say it, popped up. And then when he come over, it pops up again. And I was like, okay, so who is this? I was like, I'm not asking in a like I'm your girl kind of way, but if we're gonna be open and communicate, I'll be honest with you, just let me know what's going on. That's where I'm at right now. I'm 10 years younger than you, so I know better. Right. So I'm just like, let me know what's going on. He said, oh, that's just my ex, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so let's go to the last conversation that just happened, and then I'll let you speak more. Last conversation, I was like, okay, I'm done with this because you're wishy-washy and you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You ain't nobody playing no games. I said, what would you tell your daughter if I came to you right now as your daughter and came to you with all the stories? And, so that made him open up and be real. And don't tell me no boy stuff so you can feel good about what you're doing. I don't want to hear it, boo. And then I also asked him, and what is your problem with black women? Because I could read him so much. It's scary. And he was just like, you know what? I got a problem with sisters because y'all got issues. You got issues with black men. You make it hard on black men, and you got trust issues. I was like, oh, it's just you. Because I see, you got you a Dominican baby mama, Mexican baby mama, white baby mama, black baby mama. I've been asking questions. I love culture. I love culture too. So we can be best friends, but you up here lying. We can be best friends, but you can be honest as heck, but you still hide that little piece from me. But I know it's there. I know it's there. So I was like, so right now, where we're at right now, would you go mess with somebody else? And he said, right now where we at, the stage at right now where we at, yes. I go love somebody else. If the perfect time was there, yada, yada, yada. I was like, thank you for telling me. I was like, I really give thanks that you told me. Give thanks. Even though you said it kind of angrily and in a way where you wanted to hurt me, and it was hurtful. I mean, of course you're going to be hurt if to hear someone actually say it. But thank you for saying it. I don't want to just be sitting here. So I said I'm going to go now, and that was Sunday night, and I haven't talked to him since then.
But
this morning he texted me, but I'm good this morning. I did my release at facility. She told me I'm a swan because I'm up here having visions of swans, and I'm like, why is this happening? And she's like, that's because of a different breakthrough. Like pretty much what you just said. The crossroads, my 9/11, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely going through. I feel it, and I can see what he's going through, and I don't like it. I don't like.
Well, this what you need. This what I need you to do, because you're in a number 9 year. Don't always stay at the highest level, because remember, 9 is all of the numbers coming together. That's why it's the highest number. So always don't get into that menial stuff with relationship. It's all about detoxing and cleansing. And if the person that's around you that is not fulfilling or not an asset to you, leave them alone, keep quiet, and they will come to you if they're supposed to be around you. If they're not supposed to be around you, then that's the person you're supposed to detox. That's the person you're supposed to stay away from. This is the time that you don't until your next birthday, because remember, in a 9 year, you're cleansing and detoxing from your birthday on April the 12th all the way to April 12th coming up this next year. And you want to be open for all the new beginnings and all the new things that you deserve coming up in the new year. If you don't do that, then you'll be stuck with the same old bull crap again. So please do not fall down to anybody's level in a number 9 year. Stay focused in the number 9 year. Stay cleansing and detoxing yourself in the number 9 year. But instead of talking to him too much about it, write it down. Write all your thoughts down. Please write your thoughts down, because you're a writer. You got all these writing energies and all this talking energy. You good. You know. See, I already know. I don't even know you like that, but I'm reading your numbers. But I'm telling you, sis, in a 9 energy, it's all about cleansing, and it's all about preparing for your me, myself, and I energy coming in the next year coming. If they're not ready to be in that new beginning cycle, leave it alone.
Yes.
All right, sis.
Thank you,
so beautiful. Thank you, beautiful.
Thank you so much, love.
Peace.
All right, love. Thank you.
Peace.
Bye.
Yes, Trinity boy. Woo! You definitely a hip hop artist. You can talk. I love it. I'm gonna put my book on in the comment section. People are complicated. It's called Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. It's a simple book. It's a simple introductory. And then I give you references in the back. Let me go back to the phone lines. Thank y'all for calling in. If you could share this video, share this on your Facebook and all that. Hey, this is King Simon. How you doing? What's up?
Hey, Hello.
Yeah, make sure you turn down the radio, turn down what you're listening to, and just listen to me on the phone, okay? Go ahead.
Okay.
What's up?
Yeah.
I can hear you. How you doing? What's your name?
Ashley.
Hey, Ashley, and what's going on?
Nothing. I was just calling to just get a reading, I guess.
Well, I was dealing with relationship, and do you have a relationship issue? What's going on with you?
Well, no, I'm just kind of I don't know. My birthday's coming up soon.
Okay, when is your birthday? When is your birthday?
It is 12/11/86.
Oh, 12/11/86. So okay? So her boyfriend is born the same day. So that's interesting. She just talked about her boyfriend born on December 11th, which is interesting because, like I said about him, you're in the crossroads of your life. You've been in the crossroads of your life since 2016 also. So crossroads of your life means making new decisions, trying to make change, either going back to school, taking more educational courses, traveling, moving from one place to another, realizing what you need to do and what you love to do actually in this cycle. You need to find what you love to do in this cycle because you're going into a number 7 cycle, which deals with spirituality, which deals with going in depth into yourself and introspection. It's time to look within because you got to figure out what you need to do in the next coming cycles to come. Because remember, numerology is just about cycles. Just like people read in the scriptures that everything is a cycle, everything is a season. Numerology shows you where your seasons and your cycles at. So because you're going into a number 7 year on your birthday, this 52 days before your birthday, which is coming up, I think your 52-day cycle starts around the end of this month. It's a good cleansing and detox cycle that you need to go through. Cleansing yourself, getting rid of clothing or shoes that you no longer fit or no longer want in your wardrobes, cleansing under your bed, all that. Clean it all out because you want to be open for your new beginning year that's coming. So this is a cleansing cycle for you that you're going into. So if people are, and like I said, being that you're master number 11, you have to always write down your vision and have a plan. Because that's the visionary number. Minister Farrakhan is born on the 11th. Elephant Man, the reggae artists, are born on the 11th. You always have to have a plan and how you want to do it, and then put your plan to work because your ideas come to you real quick. Think about many ideas that come to you that you didn't write down. But if you wrote it down and put them to work, you could accomplish many things. You should be even running your own business. You need to travel more. You need to do a lot.
That's the plan.
I'm just saying, but you gotta do a major reading with me next time. Text me at my number 347-496-1022 and get a major reading because I read your name, I read your birthday, I do all of that.
Yeah.
So
I've been wanting to do that. I also have a question because I have a partner.
Yeah, go ahead.
And his 11/24/86.
His name is his number is 11/24.
Yeah, 86. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to deal with the year and the month and the day and see where he's going because he's also in a critical cycle before his birthday too. So this is a good time for him to cleanse and clear up certain things. Very good time to cleanse and clear up certain things before his birthday come into play. As a matter of fact, this year he'll be going into a number 8 year. So he's coming out of a critical cycle where he's coming out of a crossroads where you're still in your crossroads until like next year, but he's coming out of a crossroads. So it's very important for him now that he's figured out certain things. Hopefully he's figured out these certain things for the last few years. And this is a good money cycle for him if he's done everything right up to this point. It's a very good money cycle for him where he might get a new job, or he might want to start a new business. He might want to think about starting a new business, but he has to do what he loves to do because he's born on the 24th and the 2 and 4 equals 6. And 6 is a magnetic number that deals with love, truth, justice, beauty, harmony. He needs to maintain balance, but he has to know and do what he loves in order. And even if he's working a job right now, let him do what he loves and still set up a business on the side and build that business. This is a good year coming up for him to do that. And because his alignment number is a number 8, it says that he's supposed to leave a legacy. He has to leave a legacy for whether children he has or decide to have. He has to leave a legacy. So I would tell him to get into real estate. I would tell him to get into investments, property investments, get into stocks, all that kind of stuff. But as long as he's leaving generational wealth, that's important. All right. I hope he enjoyed that. I hope you tell him that. He can watch this over and definitely be on the air.
Yes.
Thank you. Make sure you do a reading with me now. Get my book too. Numbers are simple. People are complicated.
Been watching you for a long time, so I definitely plan on connecting with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
On a better level.
Thank you, my sister. You be safe, and thank you for calling in. All right. All right. Peace. All right. That's right. The number is here. We're talking about relationship, and this kind of stimulated me because of what I seen with Will and Jada on the Red Table Talk, and what I seen Star do, because Star from Star and Buckwild and the Star Report, he was talking about Will and Jada and how much he got a more respect for Brother Star for what he did and what he said. You don't let people disrespect you in your own house, especially if you're a successful man. I honest with you, family. I've dated girls, dated sisters, and they was disrespectful in my own house. I threw them out. Not argument, no fighting, none of that. I just said, look, you got to leave because you ain't going to disrespect me in my own house. It's King Simon on YouTube and Facebook and all that. Who is this? Who am I speaking to? What's up?
How you doing? You're speaking of Tiffany from Detroit.
Hey, Tiffany, Detroit in the house. What's up, Detroit?
I love 16. I'm the one that's been chatting in the little room like, hey,
oh, there you are.
Before you leave.
I see you. I love 16. All right. I even went over time. Love, when is your birthday, Love 16? Talk to me.
My birthday is March 16, 3/16/1982.
March 16. Wow. Pisces. You know you're very intuitive already. We already know you know. So I ain't even going there with you, but 3/16. Now check this out. You're entering right now. You're entering a number. Let me see, 10, 11, 12. You're entering the number 3 year next year. Right now you're in a number 11 year, which deals with fame, fortune on one level, if you're not going for that, but it deals with also spiritual enlightenment, visionary thoughts, things coming down to you and the dreams. If you're having a lot of major dreams, but you need to write them down. Dreams.
Thank you. How did you know my mind? Listen, I'm not sleeping very well because my mind is running so much.
Yes, it is.
It's like these dreams are too loud for me to sleep. But I'm not seeing them clearly, like, all in a sense. And this was on a relationship thing, too. So let me just tell you his birthday, and I'll let you finish. But his birthday is 6/13/1983.
6/13.
I had a dream about him.
83. Now, let me tell you something. Because you are so intuitive, when you start dreaming about people, usually it comes through. It comes through. I just want to make sure you understand Pisces ain't no joke. Most water signs and people with water numbers like yours are no joke when it comes to this intuitive stuff. Don't be afraid of it. Understand it and use it for your benefit to take you to the next level in this realm. But yes, he's born you said 6/13, 6 + 13 + 19, what? 1983?
Yes, sir.
1983. So see, one thing about him, he's born under the number 13, which is a very powerful number. And if he misused and abused the number 13, it can wreak havoc in his life because it deals with discipline and the need for structure. Now, both of y'all share the same alignment number, which is a number 1. So both of y'all will be very good at doing business. But remember, he's still a Gemini that sometimes could be all over the place with their attitudes and certain things. And because he has a number 4 energy, there's a weird energy because sometimes you tell them to do one thing, they do something totally different when they're supposed to do what they're supposed to do to be disciplined and focused. They need to stay focused. And because he has a personality number 4, which is the 13, and then he has a life path, which adds up to 2002, which is another master number 22, which is a 4, he got to realize that if he wants to get to where he got to go to, he has hard work to do. And he has to be disciplined, focused. He can't be all over the place with this. Even in relationship, he has to be clear in his communication with you because you need transparency. You need things to be open.
We be so up and down. Listen, I've been messing with him for 10 years, and it's
wow.
like by him not being on that path leads me to stray away. And it's like I had a dream of him a week ago, but I was actually talking with another young man. The sun was shining, and I was kind of bumping my body on him, just messing around. He came and grabbed me. He told me he was going to do something sexual to me. We went into a dark basement. And we almost got caught just doing whatever. His clothes was kind of off. Mine was on, so I didn't get caught kind of naked.
Right.
He disappeared. And then when he came back, it was cloudy outside. And I knew for some reason he went to court. But he came back to me like again with something in his hand. So it's like that's kind of bothering me. I can't let this young man keep coming in and out my life. But I love him so deeply. So I think the question is, should I really just let him go? Because I think of him all the time. It almost kind of drives me a little nuts, like I'm crazy.
Well, if by the time your birthday come about, my sister, because you're going into a number 3 year, and if he's not communicating clearly with you, you're in a number 11 year. So your intuition and your thing is very powerful. And usually if a person is in a spiritual number 11 year right now, going into your 3 year, in a spiritual number 11 year, if that person is not meeting up to your spiritual requirements, then of course it's going to fall to the wayside. Because everybody, I can tell by his numbers that he's been through some drama and stuff in his life, especially dealing with probably without a father or something dealing with father or mother. And he has to learn to heal from certain things like that. And if most men, and I say this about most brothers, because most brothers, they're not willing to go do the work like most sisters would do as far as healing. And if you're on that path and he's not on that path, like I tell most people in relationship, that's where the problem happens. There's problems. That's where issues. And if he's not on that walking path, you're going to have the problems because it's like it's like a crackhead trying to become sober, but he's bringing you to the crack also. When you don't need to be in that crack, you need to stay out of the crack and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And remember, so it's up to him if he really wants to make that move. And because, let me see, next year, he's going into 2018. He's going into that, he's going into a number 3 year. Let me confirm that. Hold on. 6 plus 13 plus 2018. Yeah, he's going into a number 3 year also. He just needs to open up in communication. But he has to also be true and communicable with himself, his inner self. Who is he really? And you have to respect that if he reveals who he is really. You have to respect that.
He loves women. He deals with so many women, and that's another reason why we just kind of... And he told me he will never be a one-man woman.
There it is. And, when he has that 4 energy, that's what that 4 energy usually gets into. The more than one woman, the weird is situations with women. But if he understood the discipline of polygamy, if he wants to do that, maybe he is from his past life a polygamist. But you have to be straight up with the women. And you have to make sure it's a family business because family is business, love is law. Polite practice polygamy. Dr. Sebi used to practice polygamy. Dr. Africa used to practice polygamy. Phil Valentine practiced polygamy. There's various polygamists, but they always at the end of the day end up with one person when they're getting older. Because I know polygamy is like a young man's sport. It's like a sport in this day and time. It's like a young man. And he's born the same day. He's born the same day as Brother Polite. Polite is good at that because he knows how to use the business accolades that these women have to offer and bring it into the family structure. So every woman understands each other, works with each other, but they also understand what they bring to the table, just like he understands what he brings to the table. And that's how it works. There's rules and protocols to this stuff. But if you're not going for it because you want a one man and you want to hold on to him and all that, and he's...
Why not?
But you
just don't communicate.
I tell you,
it's kind of like
I'm gonna show you a good book to read, right? I'm gonna show you a good book to read online right now.
Okay.
And this is Brother Polite's book. This Brother Polite, and he tells you in this book, not everybody is made for polygamy and not everybody is made for monogamy, but you got to do it in the right way. If you're going to do polygamy, do it in the right way. This is called Romantics and Roman Antics, Polygamy and Monogamy. Very good book. Very good book to get for your library, but you got to study it and understand it from a perspective where y'all going to build together. I'm not against polygamy. I'm not against monogamy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against none of that, but they will promote people will dog out polygamy first, but yet allow homosexual marriages to go on. How are you going to dog out polygamy, but yet let two men and two women come together? Because they know when we had a polygamous society, we built empires, we built communities. And even in certain Indian cultures, they had polyandrous. They had women marrying the whole family of men. But is all the men having sex with them? No, it's one man at a time with this woman. So you got to understand that whole depth. So we got to understand these things, sister. But look, you're going into that cycle where you're going to have to make that decision. And I'm telling you, 52 days before your birthday, you're going to be going into a critical cleansing cycle. So I want you to go to your birthday in 2019 on the calendar and count backwards 52 days. And wherever that lands, that is where your critical cleansing cycle begins. And if things ain't happening where you wanted to, as far as work out with each other and do what it is, then you're going to find yourself cleansing him out of your life and moving on. Look, Polite was with his wife for 9 to 10 years, babe. 9 to 10 years, but they built an empire and still building. They built the empire. If you're going to do it right. If you're not going to do it, stop wasting your time and stop wasting his time. You can do without him because you can move on. You're still young. You're not an old ass lady. Stop playing.
That's right.
I'm going to be real.
On that book for Brother Polite, it said romantic.
It's called Romantic or Roman Antics, Polygamy or Monogamy.
All right.
And he made it very clear that polygamy is not for every man or woman, and a monogamy is not for every man or woman. It's very clear in the book. He's straight up. But also his wives gives testimonies in the book about the benefits, the ups and downs of polygamy. That's it. And you need to get that. They're not being controlled and all that kind of stuff. I know all of them. They're not being controlled. They all have their own say. Let me tell you one story about Polite, but I'm gonna get you off the line. But I'm gonna thank you very much for calling. But I'm listening. Okay, yeah, okay. But let me tell you one story about one time sitting at Polite's house when he didn't have all this stardom and all that stuff that's going on. He had only a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment, but I seen them all sit around a table and have court. And whoever's in the hot seat has to deal with that. Even if it's one of the children, whoever's in the hot seat has to deal with that. That's the kind of relationship they have. And also in the book, he says before he courts anybody or gets into any relationship, they have to court you. All of them are courting you within 6 months. They are all courting you to see if you're going to work well with the family, if you're going to work well with the children, are you going to work? What do you do? What do you have to offer in 6 months? And if it don't work, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Keep it moving. Now you've had 10 years in. Now you tell him and say, look, I've had 10 years in with you. Either we're going to do polygamy right or we ain't going to do this no more. That's all you got to say to him. But you know you are el numero uno woman in this thing. And you don't, if you're going to do it, don't do it with ego. Do it with understanding that this is a family because the world is ruled by families, family. The world, 1% of the world, 1% of the people that rule the world are families. So if you don't understand family, we don't understand. We're taught not to work with each other as a family. We're taught this. You can't work with family. Oh, you can't do business with family. That's bull crap. You got family running the world. Why are we playing?
That's right.
But my sister, I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you very much. Make sure you get my book. Numbers are simple. People are complicated. You hear me?
Hey, listen, I bought that book. See, you don't remember me texting you. I just couldn't afford that price at that time.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to buy this book real quick.
Where do you live?
I broke down my daughter, dad, my brother, and my daughter herself with her health.
Oh.
And I was like, that's why it was so paramount that I got in on this call just to actually speak to you. You did such an amazing job on that book.
Thanks,
and I will be buying the health book for the children as
please.
well.
Where do you live? Where do you live?
I'm sorry.
Where do you live?
I live in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, you're in Detroit. Oh, that's right, Detroit. Yeah, I'll be coming out there soon. I'm going to Atlanta December 1st, but I'm going to be staying out of the cold cities until summer comes back. I know. I want to come to. I
look forward to seeing you in the spring or in the summer. I will be there.
Okay, you ever been to Nandy's before? You ever been to Nandy's?
No.
Okay, Nandy. I know I've been to Nandy's before. I spoke there with Irritated Genie one time, but I just opened up real quick. But I'm going to see if I can come to the Knowledge Cafe with Nandy. I'm going to contact Nandy and see if I can get over there sometimes next year. And we're going to have a licensed numerology class, girl, so everybody can learn for themselves.
Oh, boy.
All right, sister?
Okay.
All right. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Have a blessed one.
You too. My sister Love 16 from Detroit. Yeah, I'm going to be in Atlanta December the 1st at Silver Talisman in Stone Mountain, Georgia. I will be speaking in the Atlanta. Well, it's in Stone Mountain. It's not too far from Atlanta, but everybody calling that the Atlanta anyway. So if you want to come out, yeah, I'll be doing readings in numerology in Atlanta. Matter of fact, I do better over the phone because when I do lectures, it's hard for me to focus when people are trying to buy, people are trying to talk to me. So it's better to do a numerology session with me on the phone. And if you do want to do a numerology session with me on the phone, please text me your full name, your full name. I'm going to put that in the description box. Name and date of birth and DOB to 347-496-1022. Text me your full name and date of birth to that number, not this number. 347-496-1022. Text me to that number, and then I will definitely be able to set up a meeting. It's better to do it over the phone for me because, especially after an event like that, because there's so much. And person to person, I charge more. It's better to stay I charge more because it's so much energy, and then I have to travel from one here to go. I ain't got no time for that. Believe me, I'm so busy. But I'm always willing to help and guide and teach and educate. Also, I'll be teaching numerology online. In March. I'll be teaching numerology online in March. If you want to do my numerology class, 4 weeks straight numerology, basics, breaking it down and showing so much and breaking it down for you. I'm telling you, family, if you learn this for yourself, I don't want nobody to follow me. I want to support, yes, but I want people to learn it for themselves, at least the basics. And the more you learn for yourself, the more you can help others. This is my manual. Also, in the back of the book, I give references to other books. You got to give references to other people I've learned from, like Lloyd Strayhorn, Brother Polite's book. He has a numerology book. Florence Campbell, Michael Brill, Horace Jahari, Jerry Bauer, Helen Hitchcock, Shiro. I got a whole bunch of different books I recommend in the back of this book. And like the sister was saying about my children's book, I do have a children's book dealing with health. Numbers are simple. Our children's health is important. Numbers are simple. Our children's health is important. Those two children, those are my grandchildren on the page. Yeah, I got those my children on the page. You know, you gotta make sure your children are supported. They're gonna get all of this. They're gonna get all this when I pass on and transition. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I got so much books, so much to share with you because I'm always learning. I don't call anybody my students. I always say they are participants because I'm learning from you just like you're learning from me. So family, I got to get ready to get out of here. It is now 32 minutes after the hour. 32 minutes after the hour. I love you. I respect you. Please, if you're coming to the event in November the 11th is going to be Off the Hook with the Elders. November the 11th with Renoka Rashidi, Professor James Smalls, and Professor Jeffries. Womb Yoga dancers will be in there. Womb Yoga moon dancers will be there. Brother Kambada, Red Pill and Blue Pill will be performing. And Yendez, that priestess, will be doing the libation and opening meditation. Doors open at 1 p.m. The event starts at 2. We will be broadcasting and pay-per-view on live at November 11th at usalivestream.com. That's usalivestream.com. And also you can buy one ticket and bring a guest for free at my event. Buy one ticket, bring a guest for free, and all young people are free. I'll repeat, all young people are free from 17 years and younger. All young people are free. Or just buy a ticket and bring a guest who's 18-year-old, 19-year-old. But even if they go to 18 or 19, I still might just let them in just to keep it moving. Because I got to get these young people to get the knowledge, get the information, and move on and build their own empire in this realm and the next realm. It is what it is. And don't be afraid to learn from other people. Don't be afraid to study from other people. These are some good books to get. This one here, that's my book, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. Also, of course, my children's book, this is Polite's book on relationship. Very good book on polygamy and monogamy. Also, Lloyd Strayhorn's book. This is also a good book with Lloyd Strayhorn book. Relationship Guide by Lloyd Strayhorn. Also, this is a workbook by Lloyd Strayhorn. This is a workbook by Lloyd Strayhorn. Also, very good book. Numerology for Beginners. Very good book also. And this is from an Indian numerologist from India, from out of India. This is Harish Johari. Very good book. He's already passed on and moved to the ancestors, so he's doing his thing on the other realm for his family. Love, respect. I'm out. It's been an hour. Woo! I said I was only going to do for half an hour, and I still did an hour. It's all right. I love y'all. Peace.